Finally, some news coverage on a trend that's been obvious for a number of years but has been exacerbated post-COVID. Let's be honest, whether that's the US economy or the Canadian economy, we are now dependent more than ever on rich people. And finally, we're admitting it. While the majority of us are pinching pennies and battling with ever increasing prices for everything from groceries to cost of living and rent, the top 10% of earners making $250,000 or more are splurging on everything more than ever before. These top 10% of consumers are now accounting for 50% of all spending. And according to data from Moody's 3 decades ago, this was just 36%. This means that our economy is largely reliant on rich Americans continuing to spend. And a chief economist at Moody's estimates that the spending of the top 10% amounts for nearly 1/3 of all of America's GDP. Just look at the change in the share of spending by income group. The top 10% have increased their spending dramatically. Meanwhile, the lowest 20% over the past 2 decades haven't increased their spending at all. And this is the most telling stat of all. The bottom 80% of earners spent 25% more than they did 4 years earlier, barely outpacing price increases of 21%. Meanwhile, the top 10% spent 58% more. Reckless government spending and money printing over the past 2 decades has resulted that the wealth has settled amongst the elite. And the elite are still spending, they are buying, they're going on trips, cruises, and luxury air travel. So what's your solution? How do we spread the wealth a little bit? In my opinion, only a hard financial reset can somehow accomplish this, but even that is highly unlikely.